Welcome back to Theresa.is.Dead. My name is Theresa and I'm very much alive. And if you're new here, welcome. I have an awful garbage mouth, and if you're not into that or weird shit in general, then this is not the place for you. Feel free to exit the video here. No harm, no foul, but I'll remember our time fondly. If you want to jump straight to the review of the brushes, I'll leave a time code down below. Feel free to jump ahead. Guys, I am back. I am back from California and I'm not excited. I didn't want to leave. Oh God. The only thing that really sucked about our vacation is one, everything that we wanted to do, we really couldn't do because it fucking rained and poured and it was just gross out and really cold. And it was so brutal, but at the same time, it was so beautiful because I loved every second of it. I just wish that we got to do the things that we wanted to do as opposed to trying to adapt to different things because we didn't want to get wet and sick. But other than that, California is a beautiful fucking place and I totally invite you to go check it out if you haven't. And I want to say thank you to those who have left me suggestions on what to do, what to see. I try to do as much as humanly possible, but with the rain, it was damn near impossible. But I did get to eat In-N-Out a bunch of times and egg slut, so I'm okay with that. We actually did a lot of live streams too while we were in California, so I'll link a couple of them down below. They were on Alex's channel. If you want to watch us be inappropriate in Disneyland and California Adventure and just be overall fucking weirdos. Oh, there's actually a great one of me just yelling about donut justice in Venice Beach. I'll leave it down below. If you have time, feel free to go check those out and let me know how much of a fucking psycho I am. Anyway, so I want to give you a little quick short story time before I resume back to my normal practices of people jerking off, you know, the usual. The whole time we were in California, I just kept saying to Alex, I want to see a celebrity. I want to see a celebrity. I want to see a YouTuber. I want to see somebody, right? The fact that it rained, we didn't see anybody. Literally nobody was on the streets. On the way home, we took JetBlue Mint. I know, I'm bougie. Get the fuck over it. I'm sitting in like the one pod seat, you know, this guy right here, and I'm sitting in like 2A. Alex is across from me in 2F. And I'm sitting there playing Candy Crush, living my best life, drinking my mimosa at 6:50 in the morning. Whatever. I don't care. I'm on vacation. And I notice a guy gets on the plane and it's fucking Ed Norton. Ed Norton. And if you don't believe me, here's a picture right here and a small video. You do. So Ed Norton, I know I look so creepy doing it, but whatever. Ed Norton was actually sitting right in front of me. Next to him was this woman who actually was a nanny to a very rich family that was in front of Alex. And it was actually really funny because the rich family just kept saying, they had two kids. They had like maybe a 2-year-old and then like an infant. And he just kept saying, oh, it's so easy traveling with children. And I wanted to be like, yeah, bitch, it's because you got hired help, hon. Ask anybody else that doesn't fucking have hired help and they'll tell you to go fuck yourself. But I digress. Actually, when Edward Norton came in, he smiled at me. Granted, I looked like fucking water trash. I had a fucking oversized hoodie on. I had like my Mama Bear shirt on. No makeup because we left the Airbnb at like 4:30 in the morning and your bitch wasn't just putting on a full face of makeup to just go through security. Although I thought about it, it just wasn't gonna happen. And plus I figured no one's gonna be on the plane anyway. So of course Ed Norton comes in, homeless and disheveled looking, like much like any celebrity I feel like traveling these days. When he saw me, we both smiled. So I'm thinking in my head, oh, maybe he thinks I'm rich or I'm poor. Either way, I was okay with that. He sits down, he's talking to the rich family. I'm looking at Alex trying to get his attention. So I'm like texting him. This is before we actually took off. And I'm like, oh my God, Ed Norton's sitting in front of me. Oh my God. So Alex is like, okay, cool. I'm like, no, but look, it's Ed Norton. Alex is like, yeah, okay, I really don't give a shit. And I'm like freaking out about him. And then I started thinking to myself, like, what has he been in lately? I mean, other than my love of Fight Club and American History X and like Moonrise Kingdom, we don't talk about the Hulk movie. Yeah, okay. So anyway, but regardless, whatever, he's a celebrity. I'm not. So then the rest of my time that I was on the flight, I was actually just observing his behavior like a creep. Like I noticed that he didn't like to drink anything out of plastic bottles. He can only accept water out of a glass. He forgot to pack his headphones. He needed to use JetBlue headphones, which I was like, I almost ripped off my headphones just to give to precious baby Edward Norton. Like, here you go, sir. You shouldn't have to touch the common people stuff. Whatever, right? So this is the kind of game I'm playing with in my head while Alex is just sleeping the whole time. At a certain point in the flight, I guess he had to go up to go to the bathroom. I have my phone like this. I'm not taking pictures, right? So I'm just kind of on my phone playing Candy Crush, you know, watching the Real Housewives season 1 reunion because that apparently was on Bravo. I don't know why. And I'm like kind of just like chuckling to myself playing Candy Crush, but I have the phone up to here because I'm sitting in a lounge position because your bitch likes to lounge. And I notice as he was getting up, he does this to me. And I was like, what did I do to you? What did I, like, I'm not trying to take pictures of you, beach, only when you sat down because I wanted people to believe that I was sitting behind Edward Norton. But seriously, I wasn't doing anything else. So I was trying to smile every time I'd see him and he'd just be like this to me. Like as if he knew I was trying hard to impress him, but I didn't. I just to be nice. A part of me actually wanted to say, I really love Fight Club, just so he would just roll his eyes and shoo me away. But I didn't even get the fucking chance to do that, because every time we locked eyes, he saw the disgusting garbage human that I am, and he sneered at it. Which I guess I really can't blame him too much, but whatever. Anyway, my favorite part of the flight actually was when the pilot came out. Pilot came out into the area where like the flight attendants are, where they have like all the food and stuff like that. He said something to the flight attendant, and the flight attendant kind of pointed to like where I was sitting, and the pilot walked out. He looked Ed Norton dead in the face, went like this. He like stepped backwards, turned around to the flight attendant, was like, oh my God, like so he was freaking out, which I thought was cool. I was like, that's so hilarious. I wish I got that on fucking camera, but oh well. So the remainder of the flight, Ed Norton completely ignored me. I tried to be his best friend. He didn't want anything to do with me. I understand that completely. And when we landed, this man could not get off the plane fast enough. Like he was just grabbing all his shit. And of course I'm standing behind him. I'm kind of just, I didn't even want a fucking picture because I looked like shit. I just wanted to be like, hey man, I really like your movies. Like I think you're really fucking cool. But he was just being so fucking weird and shady. Like as soon as he got up out of his seat and like he stood in the area where, you're about to leave the plane, he just kept doing this, like putting his hat down lower and just like looking around suspiciously as if people were gonna take his picture. And I wanted to be like, bro, nobody fucking cares. I'm the only one that likes you up in here. Nobody other than the pilot, of course, but nobody cares. Like, stop acting so fucking crazy. Anyway, so he was just doing this. As soon as the door opened, he fucking rushed past the flight attendant, almost knocked her over, and then just ran his little piggy ass up to the fucking doors to just go out into JFK Airport. And of course, Alex is just like, wow. That was kind of a dick. I'm like, I know. So yeah, so that was pretty much my interaction with Edward Norton. I tried to be his friend and he wanted nothing to do with it. Anyway, so that was my fun interaction on the way home. Definitely made the flight that much more entertaining, to say the least. So Ed Norton, if you're watching this, all I wanted to do was just tell you that I really liked you in Fight Club. You just didn't give me the opportunity to, so you can go fuck yourself. On today's video, we're going to be talking about the Morphe Jeffree Star collaboration, the brush set as well as the sponge set. Before I give you my overall thoughts on the products and read you a little bit about it, I do want to leave a big old disclaimer here, and I'm kind of stealing this from Pop Lux, but this is purely about the products. It has nothing to do with Jeffree Star as a person. I understand a lot of you guys don't like him. That's fine, whatever, I respect that. We're not talking about him. We're just talking about the products. That's it. And of course, if you do not want to watch this video, I completely understand, and I hope you enjoyed my story about Ed Norton, so you're welcome. With that said, let me read you a little bit about each of the products. The Jeffree Star Brush Collection retails for $49. A jaw-dropping, beat-creating brush collection from our fiercest of fierce babes, Jeffree Star. You'll live for these 7 iconic custom brushes that kick ass and take names. You better work. The collection includes a JS1, which is a size queen brush, a synthetic brush. Bigger is totally better, babe, especially when it comes to your foundation brush. The rounded, large, and in-charge head will help you blend, buff, and cover all the right places. Pores, never met her. Selfie, here you come. JS2, point blank precision brush, synthetic. We like big cuffs and we cannot lie. The longer bristles fit into every contour of your face and deliver smooth application of your favorite powder products. Want to go full on? Who doesn't? This babe is perfect for all over setting action. JS3, iconic contour brush, synthetic. Chisel those cheekbones, mama. You'll be living for the small, dense bristles that'll make it easy to handle any detailed contouring job. Slays well with powder and cream or liquid products. JS4, fly high brush, natural. Hi highlight, how are ya? Oh god, I'm so fucking tired of hearing that. We all know Jeffree is obsessed with the highlighter you can see from outer space. We all like looking like a space age slut. Okay. Can't say we blame him. This Au Naturel brush will take you there. JS5, Crease Queen Brush, natural. Get all the details and a new crease on life. The longer bristles allow you to place color in all right spots and buff out to perfection. Yes, mama. JS6, Rule Blender Brush, natural. Do what you will with this brush. There are no rules, but it's perfect for carving out chiseled eye looks and knows how to drop bold, opaque color in a blink of an eye. Just saying. JS7, Double Trouble Brush, synthetic. There are 2 sides to every story. This double-ended dream knows how to bring the drama. Use the angled end for drawing on brows with your fave cream products or use for concealer to brighten up that brow highlight. Turn to the spoolie end to brush out any harsh brow lines, leaving you with soft, natural arches. The Jeffree Star Beauty Sponge Trio retails for $16. The only BS you need in life is beauty sponges. Bold and in your face, Jeffree Star is giving you the ultimate beatdown thanks to this fierce trio. Our OG highlight and contour Contour Beauty Sponge gets a custom star-worthy makeover with a mini twist. Soak it all in, babe. The collection includes a highlight and contour sponge. We all know you love our OG beauty sponge, but it's totally needed a pink moment. What Jeffree wants, Jeffree gets. The chiseled edge delivers the ultimate control for contouring, highlighting, and baking. Just add water and give it a good squeeze. And then you have the mini highlight and contour beauty sponges. This little guy is ready for some action. Jeffree took the OG and shrunk it down to size as you can conceal under your eyes and bake like a boss. Brilliant. Okay, so for $49, what do you get? This case is really adorable. However, I don't think I'm really going to be utilizing it too much, only because I put all my brushes in stuff like this, which you can get on Amazon for $10, and I'll make sure to link it down below if you're interested in kind of having one of these, you know, things. I love it because I can put so many fucking brushes in it. Granted, this one, you can definitely put a lot of brushes in this without a shadow of a doubt, because as you can see, barely filled. But I'm the kind of person that is a complete like OCD weird neat freak, so I need to have everything in order, and I like to have all the brushes kind of in spots as opposed to just like rolling around in a bag. I don't know, I'm gonna try to utilize this bag as something else because it is really cute and I really do like it. So the aesthetic of these guys, you know, to me it's not my cup of tea. I don't really like them too much. Yes, they're pink chrome, okay, but this part of it, it doesn't do anything for me. Also, these brushes are incredibly light and I just like a heavy brush. I'm a heavy bitch, I like a heavy brush. And this is not where it's at. And I actually have two brushes kind of to reference this, to kind of the lightness of this and also the aesthetic as well. It's the Tarte Unicorn brush, right? This is their contour brush. And then this is the Wet n Wild holiday set brush. You know, yes, they all look very similar, especially with the pointed ends to it, but these two I think are a little bit more of a match with each other with the design of it, while this one is kind of not as close. No. This is definitely a little bit different. Again, you know, I think this is more of a close match with the Moda brushes, which I'll insert a picture here. These came out last year, and personally I like Moda brushes, but I like the Moda Pro set. I don't own these ones, otherwise I would show them in this video. So yeah, aesthetically these are not my cup of tea, but yeah, whatever. This doesn't feel like Jeffree Star to me. I don't know what I was expecting, but this just, to me, this isn't it. I'm actually gonna go through this brush by brush just to make things a lot easier. So we'll start with the JS1. This was the foundation brush. So on this side of my face, I used the brush. On the other side, I actually used the Morphe pink sponge. I like this. I think this is pretty good. For the first time using it, I thought it was kind of comparable to the Luxie brush that I'm familiar with, especially when doing foundation. The only thing I will say is that this is a little bit smaller as opposed to my Luxie brush, which is a little bit wider. So I felt like, you know, I had to kind of go in a couple of times a little bit more than say the Luxie brush, which just has like a wider range to it. Again, not the end of the world. I think this is actually really, really nice though. And I felt that it was really nice, especially above this area, because I tend to do my brows first and then I do my foundation and the whole 9 yards after. I thought this was actually kind of really nice to like get in there and not feel like it was going over my eyebrow or anything like that. So I like this one. I definitely want to use it a couple more times just to see if this will go into my like permanent little brush bag, but so far so good. I think this is definitely worth the money, and yeah. This was cool. The next one is the JS2. So I actually used this in 3 different ways. I used it as a powder brush initially, which I thought was pretty good. It actually held onto the product pretty well. When I was using it, it kind of created like a nice even application. I thought it was really nice. This brush is incredibly soft. I'm a bougie ass bitch where I need to have brushes to be super, super fucking soft when they touch my face, because even like a slight kind of scratch fucking hurts my skin, because that's how sensitive and precious my skin is. So I really enjoyed this. I also use it as a blush brush, which I feel like I actually kind of like it better as a blush brush. I feel like saying that 5 times fast is gonna fuck me up, but whatever. I like that. And I also used it kind of as like a little bit of like a diffuser, which I know you're probably really not supposed to use this kind of brush as that, but I felt like this little line over here was a little too harsh, so I was kind of just going over it with it. And I felt that it was really nice. I do like this brush a lot. For a synthetic brush, probably gonna be more of like a pointed blush brush as opposed to like a setting powder, although these actually would be really nice underneath the eye, not gonna lie. This over here is cool, as well as blush. All over the face, your girl got a big old moon face, so I really need a big old fucking brush to kind of get everything, but you can accomplish that with this. So this is very nice, I like it. The JS3, I think this is actually my favorite brush. Hands down. You guys, I don't do bronzer. I don't do any of that stuff because it's just, I don't like how it looks on me. So all I really ever do is kind of just do this portion. I always just kind of chisel out my little fucking cheekbones here to make me from morbidly obese to obese. And I think so far it's been doing a pretty good fucking job. Now, with that said, what I normally use is this Crown Pro brush that I don't even know where the fuck I got this from. But what I always liked about this is that it was small and domed, and I felt like it was kind of getting in those areas really good. However, this Jeffree Star one is actually slightly thinner, and I feel like this is a little bit more precise to kind of carve out that fat. So this is awesome. I love this brush. This is fucking well worth the money, and I will definitely be retiring this brush and replacing it with this right off the bat. And this is me saying that only after one use. That's how much I really enjoyed this brush. So the next one is the JS4 brush, which is the highlighter brush. Honestly, guys, for highlighting lately, I've been using my Wayne Goss brush, the fan brush. I know I said kind of like some shit about it on the Beautylish video, but in reality, I fucking love it because I'm an idiot and I know how to use it now, so it's perfect. But that's the brush that I use for my highlight. This is a really good brush though. I really do like it. This is the first brush that is real hair. I don't know what animal. Could be one of his dogs. I don't know. But the only thing about this brush is that, and I feel like I don't see this with the Wayne Goss brush, is that I can definitely kind of pick the little hairs out. They do shed. And I don't own a lot of real hair brushes, so I don't know if that is something that is a common thing. Please let me know down below if that is. But to me, it was kind of like a little turned off, like, oh, okay, I could kind of pick these off. That's not really that fun. Not a fan of that. But overall though, as a highlighter brush, I felt like this is actually the perfect size. I think it gave me a really nice application. I didn't feel like it was too much. This is actually kind of comparable to the thing that I used before the Wayne Goss brush, which is this little brush right here, which I'll show you. Royal Langnickel brush that I always use. It's the BMD 265. You can kind of see that the brushes are quite similar. Maybe the Morphe one is just a hair longer, and I'll definitely keep this in my makeup bag area because this is like a nice little backup to my Wayne Goss brush. I mean, who am I kidding? Wayne Goss, there's no comparison if you're going to compare Wayne Goss to this shit, but I think it's not that bad. It's actually pretty nice. It's definitely, I think I like it a little bit better than the Royal Langnickel one, which I've been using for a while now. So the next one is the JS5 one, and as you can see what I'm talking about, hopefully that'll pick it up. See how it's like a little frayed already? I hope you can see that. Again, I don't know if this is something that happens with natural brushes. See, I'm not a fan of that. This one I thought was actually really nice as a crease brush. I thought it was actually really perfect, especially for someone like me who has hooded eyes. I thought this was going to be way too big. No, and I think it's actually really nice, and it got into that crease area and a little bit above the crease, and I was able to blend out. No, I had no issues with this brush. This was a very cool brush. I just have to figure out the proper way to clean it because I don't know if my normal method works with real hair brushes. I'm gonna have to Google that. So I definitely like the head of this guy. I thought that it actually got in there really good. I really have no complaints other than the fact that it's kind of like fraying on the outside of it, which kind of sucks. But again, if that is something that natural brushes do, just let me know down below and whatever, kind of know that, take my ignorance for it. Yeah, not a fan of how that looks after use. Now the other brush that is the other eye brush in this set is the JS6 brush. Kind of the description of this brush was like, you can use it however the fuck you want to use it. So for this one, what I did was I used it as like packing all over the lid color as well as the outer corner. This was a fine brush. This was another brush that was really fucking nice, and I really like the real hair feel, or whatever this, you know, Jeffree Star dog hair is. I apologize. This is diamond, everybody. Anyway, it felt really nice. It wasn't hard, and I was able to kind of get into that outer corner as well as pack the lid, and it didn't transfer. This was nice. I think if you have hooded eyes like myself, these are actually really two nice brushes to have in your collection. I have really no complaints about it. And I'm starting to think that maybe, I don't know, this one is not as frayed as this one. See how like this one over here is like so much more frayed than this one. This one's just shaped better, I think. Again, it could be my ignorance, who knows. And last but not least, this is the JS7, which is the brush that I wasn't really excited about. On one end you have a spoolie, and the other end you have this pointed brush. For my eyebrows, all I ever use actually is just the Anastasia brow definer pencil. That's it. And then maybe a little bit of brow gel, but like I don't really go crazy. So the spoolie side is fine, although I prefer my Luxie spoolie over this one, so it's not the greatest thing in the world. Then this side of the brush I don't really utilize too much anyway because I don't use any sort of like dips. I don't draw them on with this kind of a brush. So I don't really find any use for me kind of using this brush. So actually what I repurpose this brush as was kind of like a nose contour brush, and I thought it was really nice. I really like how thin the line is. So to kind of zoom you in, I was able to just use this as a contour, and I actually really thought it was cool. I liked it a lot. You know, this is a brush that I was least excited about, but I was able to kind of repurpose this side as a nose contour, and I really am a fan of it. This, Spoolie's alright. I don't think you necessarily really need this brush. Unless you do your eyebrows, and you have a whole system, blah, 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 blah. But for me, as a nose contour, it's fine. So initially I wasn't gonna get these brushes at all, right? I think I mentioned on the live stream that I thought they were fucking stupid. I'll be very honest. I think what drew me is when I went to Burbank, because by the way, Burbank is the place to fucking live, and you need to all go to Burbank. There's like a street of like Halloween stores. It's fucking amazing. Anyway, in Burbank, there's actually the Morphe store, which is actually adjacent to the Best-in-Me cosmetics store, which I did go into, which is adorable, but that's another fucking video. What drew me was they had like a huge ass poster of Jeffree Star, and of course on the day that it launched, I really just wanted to kind of see what the hype is about, because a lot of people already were like, nope, I'm not gonna get these brushes, fuck these brushes, whatever, myself included. When I actually got into the store and actually got to play with the brushes, while I didn't like the aesthetic of it or the weight of it, and then when I put them to my face, they felt incredibly soft, which is something that I look for in brushes. So that's the reason why I picked them up. Also, it was fucking crazy in there because there was a lot of people in there just scooping up these brush sets. Men, women, children, dogs, everybody just wanted this brush set, and of course made me go, I need to have them too, because your bitch is a fucking sheep at the end of the day. So with that said, I wasn't gonna get these, and then I caved and got them and felt incredibly bad about it. But in hindsight, I'm happy that I did get them. I think that the brushes, especially for the ones that I really like the contour brush, as well as like the pointed blush brush and the foundation brush, I think these are awesome. I really, really do enjoy these. As for the natural hair brush, you know, the two eye brushes, I really did enjoy them. It kind of annoys me that they're a little bit frayed, but for the most part, these are the only Morphe eye brushes that I actually enjoy. I have tried a myriad of fucking Morphe brushes and I hate them all, but these I'm not too mad about. The spoolie one I could totally live without. I kind of wish that they didn't even include this, and I'm kind of upset that he didn't include more eye brushes. And I get it, like you can do a lot of things with just two brushes, but bitch, I'm just extra as fuck and I have a whole fucking book of brushes. So I kind of wish that he got rid of this brush and included another eye brush, but I get it, it's a whole face collection. So in theory, it's actually, you're able to do everything with just these brushes, and which I did actually. Yeah, I use all these brushes for my face today. I didn't use, actually I take that back. For my lower lash line, I did use these two Luxie brushes. But again, that's just me being fucking extra. But in reality, you can use all these brushes for your face. For the value of $49, I definitely think it's worth it, which is funny for me to say because I'm not a big Morphe fucking person and I have no reason to be. I don't have a code. I don't have anything like that. The brushes aren't that bad. They're actually pretty nice. And you know, are they the most amazing brushes in the world? No. Are they going to kind of compare to Wayne Goss or Sonia G? No, absolutely not. But for Morphe, they're not bad. They're actually pretty good. Do I think you really need to rush out and get these brushes? No, not necessarily. Like, I think they're good, but like, I don't think they're gonna like fucking, you know, fuck you and clean your house good. Like, I don't think they're gonna do that. But I think if you are a fan of Jeffree Star, you're a fan of Morphe, I don't think you're gonna be disappointed with these brushes. Granted, I don't have any of the Jaclyn Hill brush set or the James Charles brush set, so I kind of can't speak to the quality of those versus this. Sorry. I'm pleased that I purchased them. I don't think it was a bad purchase by any means. But overall, for value-wise, I totally think this is pretty much worth it. And if you use a coupon code, which I use Trend Mood, but there's a bunch of codes out there, you can actually get this even cheaper for 10% off, so it's not that bad. I know a lot of people are also kind of comparing these to like AliExpress brushes, so I can't really speak to that. You know, I definitely think they're better than the Wet n Wild brushes that I did get for the holidays, so if that says anything. Okay, so let's talk about the sponge set. Here's the thing. I thought I was a fan of like the normal Morphe sponge, but then I think after kind of comparing it to like Flower Beauty or the Real Technique sponge, I think I'm more of a fan of those kind of sponges. So this was actually a little bit too dense for me, and even though I fucking poured so much water into this motherfucker, it still feels hard. When kind of patting your face, it kind of feels almost aggressive. So I'm not kind of a fan of like a ball hitting my fucking face, you know what I mean? So I wasn't a true fan of this one. The tiny sponges I think are awesome, and I find it a little hard to believe that it's actually the same fucking material as the bigger sponge, because I feel like there's like a world of difference here. This one's definitely more spongy, it's way more soft. You can get that, again, that really nice precise line. But is this the best little sponge that I've ever used? No, I definitely like my little Real Techniques or my like Eco Tools brush so much better, especially for these kind of like more little precision spots. Now, did I really need to get it? No. Do I think it's worth $16? Absolutely not. However, if you're a fan of the fucking color pink and you like Jeffree Star and you like the formula of the Morphe sponge, then I think you'll be happy with it. But I like the little 2 small ones. And personally for me, my favorite Morphe sponge is that Dick sponge. That Dick sponge is fucking awesome. Love it. Cannot get enough of it. Oh, a man threatening to choke McDonald's customers. So yeah, I could totally skip out on these sponges. I don't think they're anything like really fucking amazing. They're alright. In summation, if you were gonna kind of get anything from this collection, I think I would kind of recommend more of the brushes as opposed to the sponges. However, if you are a fan of the sponge quality from Morphe, then who am I to tell you otherwise? Overall, I'm pleased with what I got, which is very rare to say on a Morphe video, but so be it. So with that said, please let me know down below if you purchased the brush set or the sponges, or you don't give a fuck about either one of these. I would love to know. And yeah, I don't know, I guess that's about it. It feels really nice to be back in front of the camera in shitty old New York. I miss California. I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button. It's free. And hit that bell icon for notification of all my future posts. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, blah, 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 blah. I usually do a lot of live streams lately with Alex, so if you want to go check that out, I'll leave his channel information down below. That is where you can ask a lot of fun, weird questions, and we could be weird. So if you're into that, fucking come join the party. We're nothing but fucking weirdos talking about weird shit. And yeah, I guess that's about it. So I'll see you little pumpkins later. Bye.